Hello again, partners. During the past 77 reports, we've talked about a wide variety of men and women. Last time around, we profiled a most amazing and generous American flyer. His name's Gail Halverson. During the Berlin airlift, he dropped candy to thousands of little boys and girls who gathered at the end of the runway waiting for the big Allied planes full of food and fuel to arrive. Well, this time we're going to talk about another American military man. Our honoree this week is General William Lyon. He has a special place in our history books for two great things he did. One was on the battlefield, and the other thing was what he did off the battlefield. First, let me tell you a little bit about him. General William Lyon was born on the 9th of this month back in 1923. At last check, he's still alive. My research and writer Dennis Daly says he's sad because he didn't learn about the life of General Lyon a couple of weeks ago. You see, Lyon and Dennis share the same birthday, March the 9th. Yeah, it would have been nice to have saluted the general 2 weeks ago along with Dennis's birthday, but, well, at least we're saluting him now. During his career with the military, General Lyon rose to the rank of Major General and was the commander of the United States Air Force Reserve Command. He was the chief advisor to the Pentagon on matters relating to the reserves. At one time, he was in charge of every man and woman in the Air Force Reserves, no matter where in the world they lived. Yep, General Lyon was born here in Los Angeles. He attended the University of Southern California and then went to the famous Dallas Aviation School and Air College. He became one of the school's best students. He went to the military's War College for a while, and then General Lyon enlisted in the United States Army Air Corps in 1943 and continued serving as a civilian flight instructor until he received a direct appointment as a flight officer in June of 1944. During World War II, he was assigned to the 6th Ferrying Group and ferried aircraft to the Pacific and European theaters. In 1945, he was assigned to the North African Division of the Air Transport Command, returning to the United States in 1946. A year later, well after the Second World War was over, William Lyon was made a second lieutenant and participated in various reserve assignments until his voluntary recall to active duty in 1951. 1953, he volunteered for a tour of duty in Korea and flew 75 combat missions in the C-46 and C-47. Jimmy, it seemed that this General Lyon had a very busy career in the latter days of World War II and in Korea. Well, from what the records show, Lyon was one of the busiest officers in the air. He ended up at March Air Force Base, where he became the head of all Air Force Reserve units because of his good work and leadership skills. So, Jimmy, what about his good work outside the military? Well, as usual, I'm glad you asked. You see, William Lyon always loved aircraft, but he loved classic cars too. He thought both airplanes and cars showed us what history looked like. Well, shortly after he retired in April of 1979, he founded the Lyon Air Museum. It's a huge facility near the John Wayne Airport in Orange County. Among the vintage planes you'll see there, a Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress, a Cessna 01E Bird Dog, the classic Douglas DC-3, the Douglas C-47 Skytrain, the North American B-25 Mitchell bomber, and the amazing Douglas A-26 Invader. Oh, there's one other item General William Lyon has collected over the years. He's the owner of the car that Adolf Hitler rode during the first moments of the Second World War. Yes, he rode in this car, and it's probably the rarest of all collectible cars. If you can picture it, it has 6 wheels, the traditional 2 in the front and 2 sets of wheels in the back. It was a 7-passenger vehicle delivered to Hitler just days before he rode it into Poland. During the final days of the war, it was seized by French troops, but now it's in the Lyon Museum. It's a preserved reminder of the dark days of the war, days that hopefully will never happen again. So let's remember the name General William Lyon, who just celebrated his 96th birthday. He is an American patriot, a crusading U.S. Air Force flyer, and a preserver of the history of the military for all to see, even to the next generations. Okay, this is pretty long one, but it's interesting and important. So you know the drill. Look up there at those 3 boxes. The one farthest to the right has the big red X in it. Just click that one, not anything else. And whoosh, you'll be right back to our report page for the rest of this week's comments. Hey, as I repeat every week, my writer and researcher Dennis Daly knows just where to return in time to bring the perfect stories from me to video and report to you each week. A special thanks again to all of you partners who've been so helpful with your tax-free contributions to my little foundation listed below. Bless your hearts. Remind teachers and principals to contact me about coming to their history and civic classes to tell my versions of stories of America that they no longer teach in school. And by the way, pray for Dennis because he's going to have an operation on his heart. Yes, he's going to be fine, but we just pray for him. I love getting hugs from the students, and we always hold hands in a circle, closing our sessions with a prayer for one another and our leaders in Washington. Yes, God has blessed our nation so much. He has given us everything that any other country would love to have, but we have it alone. Dennis, thanks for researching my stories to bring to our partners each week. I love all of you so much. Go get 'em, Tigers!